Check it out.
Thea,
Bill
how are you?
and
A
Lavonna
pleasure.
Bowker.
Lavonna, Bill. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for asking us. This is great. And what a nice day, a rainy day, which we need in Juilliard Park, which is a beautiful place in Santa Rosa. Not far from either one of where we live, right? So it's just perfect.
The heart of Santa Rosa. And they play music here. They're going to have
They
it back
do.
again
It's
this summer.
coming back in the summer. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They have
Music.
live music. So that's why I'm talking with this guy. And then we get to have the benefit of talking with his wife because they've got something special coming up in June. So, Bill, tell us. I did read up a little bit on you. I try not to read up too much because I want to capture your passion. What is it besides some kind of song titled Evil
Yeah.
that got you started with this lifetime of music making and helping people just live their dreams?
Yeah, it basically the love of music. And that was going back to when I was a kid, hearing that. And then listening to these people that were on the radio presenting this music. And it was not mainstream that I was listening to, and I didn't know that then. I just happened to find a real calling, they call them Soul Stations now, or R&B, but it was a station that was playing quite a bit of blues out of a town in New Jersey that wasn't far from where I lived, and it scared me. And I started realizing how good and important it was. Then I started seeking out music and listening to more and more radio people presenting it. And maybe at an early age, I wasn't totally sure, but it was in there that I was going to do this. And I'm
About how old? You said at early age.
well, it was 12 to 14, I think.
Okay.
And then, going in through 17, we moved to Southern California in 1960. And down to LA. But anyway, it just was always in there. And I remember friends, we would sit up and maybe do an American Bandstand fake thing. Remember American
I remember
Bandstand?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
little girl dancing black and white TV.
Yep,
Oh, yes.
yeah. But then we would set up things, and then I would just do things like that. And then ended up going to a radio school, which was in Hollywood. And I went there instead of going to college. I tried junior college and everything. I went, and then I had an opportunity to go and took a class, and it really helped me get my first job and all of that. And that was, some time ago. It was the day Woodstock was going is when I started my first job in radio.
Woodstock, the real Woodstock.
Yeah, that was, happening in New York,
On
in
the
Woodstock.
East Coast,
Yeah,
and you were
and
out
I
here?
got a job in Ventura.
So you were connecting the coastal vibe of music.
I must have been. That was it. It's all about music. Yeah, I had it all planned. Okay, I can get this job. It just happened to said, okay, you're hired. You want to start this day? I go, yeah, I don't want to go to New York. I'll go to Ventura.
It'll be a muddy, rainy
you're
mess,
right?
right?
Yeah, not unlike, we're not muddy yet. We could get in that little pond right there.
Yeah, we could. Showing signs of possibility.
Yeah.
And so you were down in Southern California. You got your start there. And who are some of the people that motivated you, that helped you along your path of helping others?
You mean as far as the people that I just loved listening to, or people that really helped me?
How about a little of both?
Okay, well, that's a good question, because it was sort of what I was, envisioning. I got a job. The radio was a little different. It was my first job was on an AM straight country station. And then all of a sudden, when I'm hearing some of that music, I'm realizing, wait a minute, Merle Haggard has blues. Hank Williams, there's blues in there. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened underground radio was happening, and I did get, our sister station was in FM, and they turned it on evenings and late nights doing freeform. Mm-hmm. So that was my start, I'm trying to think of influences. I just loved like Al Jazzbo. These are old radio people that cared about music, and I liked that. I wrote to these people, Al Collins, there's a William B. Williams, and they wrote back, and they were very, just very positive about me doing this. And so those were people I didn't know. Well, I met Al Collins, but they were influences on me. So those guys were not personal, but
they were names in the industry.
To me, yeah.
And you
that was it.
out,
yeah, and it was already yeah. So I try to do that when people get a hold of me still,
That's how you and I got together.
Exactly, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that was it, and I'm so glad that I've been able all these years to be able to do this. I mean, moving up here was with some people that I worked with in LA, and they bought a radio station, KVRE. So we came up, and we figured, oh well, it's radio is a very volatile business. You're going to come and go. No, not since 1979.
You came and stayed.
Yeah. And well, another thing that happened in Ventura was, along with getting my first job in radio and everything, there was a traffic girl, one that fills the program logs out, and her name was Lavonna Rossman.
Lavonna.
Yeah, so I went, and Lavonna and I became friends. She did. The station had an upstairs and downstairs, and upstairs was where the traffic department, sales department, the radio, the creative side of that. But Lavonna and I became friends, and she liked setting me up with her girlfriends.
Wonder why that was.
Yeah, what was that about? Well, first off, the manager said to everybody, Lavonna is off limits as far as, salespeople trying to, maybe pick up on her or something.
So this is how you could keep them close. Hey, hang out with my friends.
Yeah, well, then again, I have a contrary streak.
Oh, really? Tell us about that.
When people say things like that, it kind of makes me want to, okay, don't fraternize with Lavonna and all that. Oh, well, I mean, not in a bad way, but he said no. Management authority said no.
Go figure. Authority said no, and
well, I did go out with her friends.
Yeah, definitely. I had a girlfriend that wanted to get married, and I told her I had the perfect guy. Yeah, because he was my buddy. That's what it was for a year or so, maybe.
And he wanted to get married too, just...
No.
I didn't at that point,
he
but
just
then...
had that personality that I thought he would make a good husband.
And I was, unbeknownst to me, planning on getting married. Then I left Ventura to go to Long Beach to work at a station. A friend of mine was working down there, and it was a bigger market, at that point. And I went down there, and all of a sudden I'm realizing, I should have stayed up there. And then it was because of her. And so that's what we did. I came back, started going out. Then early, we decided, okay, yeah.
So you got the job, and you got the girl.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have to say about that, Lavonna?
About what?
Maybe that's the secret. Tell us the secret. What is it that has had you stick with this man and have a fulfilling life yourself all these years? You guys are coming up on your 50th in June.
Yeah.
He's such a great guy. I mean, in every way. And I so appreciate that. He's just so kind and sweet, and he's never changed. Really.
I'm thinking we knew each other and we were friends. I think that helped.
I do too.
I mean, we got to know each other, on that level, and then it started, moving a little further and further. But so here we are on, we'll be doing that 50th
Yeah.
happy and
I
up
can't
here.
believe it.
Been here these years, and this is a wonderful place to live.
It is. It's a wonderful place to get 50 years together, and you're still smiling, giggling with each other, and you guys have children and grandchildren.
Yes.
We have a daughter who will be 50 coming up, well, later.
Yeah.
I mean, and we have 2 grandkids. One, Dominic, is 24. Damon is almost 16. Yeah, and we're all living here, nobody's moved out. Well, Krista moved for a bit, came back and is very successful in business, and we're really happy. They live close by. And
well, what would you say would be a secret for people going, God, 50 years, that's amazing, and they still look like they love each other? What would be
we just
your
kind of went
thoughts?
along and did it, right? I mean, we do enjoy each other. We do listen to one another.
And he always makes me laugh. To me, that's important.
Yes. Does she make you laugh?
Yeah.
Not as much as
No, yeah, no,
not
oh
as
no.
much as
No. But she gets what, she puts up with, some interesting friends I've had throughout the years. I've always sort of sided with creativity as friends,
Creativity as friends?
And
I
then,
like that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just sort of natural, and there's other people, I don't know, we enjoy each other, and yeah, we
Find
don't
somebody
sweat
that
a lot of
laughs with you.
things that,
You don't
yeah.
sweat a lot of things?
Yeah.
And enjoy each other?
Yeah. I mean, she's much more logical than I am, and that's good, and I can count on that, That is a good thing.
There is kind of a balance to the creative and the logical side of things.
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
That's great.
And and then when I retired, I figured I would be missing some of the work and all of that, and didn't take long. Yeah, well, the station did call back and ask.
What did they ask, Bill?
Well, they just said, would you be interested in doing your blues show or coming back to maybe sit in? And I want the blues show, which is very important, the blues music. So I said, yeah. And then I used to do a show, Crush Americana, some years back. And, roots music is what I like. So well, maybe I could do that. And I'm not really fill-ins now at this point, But then they said, well, maybe work with the backyards, doing our backyard concerts, which I'm already getting involved with. And so that's all good.
Happening again this year.
Yeah, it is. We have 6, 6. Anyway, 3 months, 8, maybe, I can't remember. 2, 4, 6, 8, they'll be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so retired lasted like this long?
Month and a half. Well, yeah, Lavonna keeps saying, what do you call it? My hobby?
Yes,
It's
it's more
not
like a hobby. He goes in.
It's a
wants
love.
cup-
Yeah.
it's a love. Yeah. And it's fun because I missed hearing him on the air. It's just like, oh.
Yeah.
But I think it's great. It's perfect. A perfect solution.
It is perfect.
Yeah.
And I know people are thrilled to death when the little words started coming out,
Yeah.
especially on Fat Tuesday. That
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah, well, retirement didn't work out so well. So guess who's back?
I know, it was a great night, wasn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
my
at the Hot
gosh.
Monk. I mean, it's great to have venues that are, very open, that would be doing some great music. And
I'm a little partial to those outdoor venues. I got
Yeah.
spoiled with that with COVID, that's for sure.
yeah.
Well, how about real quick, tell us, you've got this hat on. Can y'all see that hat?
I could do a...
Charlie Musselwhite.
Oh,
I think it
yeah,
comes
buddies.
on the
We've
right
been
way.
buddies for years. I first met him down in Los Angeles with Zavin. Yeah. I mean, anyway, we became friends. They moved up, and we just became friends. We sort of have the same sense of humor. He is a very funny guy, and obviously an amazing talent. And we've been friends with Henrietta and Charlie for a long time. And Charlie recently moved, sold a house in Geisville fires were getting a little, making them nervous, and rightly so.
Yep.
So he had a place in Clarksdale. He was born in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, so he's a Mississippi guy. So he's back in Clarksdale, which we go out often because we have a interest in there. I have a streaming radio station, XRDS for Crossroads, because Crossroads and Blues. XRDS.FM, it's 24/7 Blues and Roots online,
Terrific.
you could stream. And he, Charlie's back room, which was with us there, is now on that station. But Charlie is coming back out.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, that will be in June. He'll be playing the Healdsburg Jazz Festival. I think it was the 15th or 16th. You could go to Healdsburg
Mid-June.
Jazz Festival. Yeah,
Okay.
because he's playing Kate Wolf as well, too. The final Kate Wolf, he's playing the week after that. But he'll be out for a while, and we'll see when we can stir up some trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he's always fun to do that. A little impish guy. He is really funny.
Yeah, heard
Don't
that
tell
first.
Charlie.
Not say anything to Charlie. And then
No.
I want to ask you one thing about another one of my favorites, David Lunning.
Oh.
David,
Yes.
he's a funny guy.
Oh, yes. Quite a
David, yeah.
storyteller.
And that's what makes a good songwriter. That's what it is, the honesty. David, years ago, we just happened to, he was in and around town playing, and we saw him, and then got to know him. And Sheila Groves, who I worked with, that we as part of Notable Talent, Sheila and I started co-presenting shows. And then she used to book the Sausalito Arts Festival and the Mystic Theater for years. But anyway, we thought, let's do management. So we started booking.
Try something new.
That's not for me. I mean, management's got a lot of paperwork and other things going on like that. But I mean, we booked and we managed David for a while, and Sheila's back in town now. And there's a few events coming up. We're getting involved with the Food Bank of the Redwoods Twang Fest, we call. We'll be doing it at Hop Monk May 15th
Terrific.
with David Lunning and all
Okay.
that. David's a great guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's...
Birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And too bad Dominic's not there. Oh, our grandson, the older one, does a perfect David Lunning. It's amazing.
We'll catch him on the next go.
Yes, we will. Oh, yeah. He'll get up. Anyway, he's a videographer, too, so he's got on the creative side of things, too. Dominic Bowker.
I met him
Might
when
have.
David played up in Cloverdale.
Yes, you
Yes,
did, didn't
I
you?
did
Okay.
meet him.
Okay.
Wonderful young man.
Yes.
All right. So with all of this amazing passion you've got going here with your lovely wife, music, friends, being creative, do you have any words you want to pass along, both of you, that you'd like to pass along to your fans?
Well, I'm so supportive. I mean, that retirement party, I mean, just the fact we know we have listeners out there, and I do run into people that appreciate the fact that I've been around. But when you get them all in masses, and then there's a reason they're getting email, they're doing whatever, I'm so appreciative of that, and that shows that people care about good music.
Yes.
And that's what makes me feel good, and just keep, doing that. There's things out there. Go see somebody new. Don't be afraid to try something new. I don't know. Sonoma County's been great. I mean, people, when we first came up here, I said, wow, the audience is really educated.
Enthusiasts.
Yes, both.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very educated in the world. I mean, there was KVRE before we came into KVRE. Ed LaFrance, who still lives here, had a great station. He had the KVRE AM, then the FM, and then the owners that came up from LA, John Detz and Cindy Paulus, bought that from Ed, but I got to know Ed. And the other night at the Mardi Gras thing, people came up, they said, yeah, I live down the street from Ed LaFrance. We go walking. That's great. I mean, he's still around, but we were so happy. And then we were thinking, okay, radio is such a volatile profession. We're not going to be here long.
And here you are still.
Yeah.
So keep doing
People
what
like
you love,
you,
right?
see?
Yes.
Where'd you come from?
I was actually born down in Petaluma, but I came out from the East Coast and then dug my roots into Santa Rosa Deep.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm a California native girl and had to come back to my roots.
Yeah. That's it. It's all about roots.
Yes.
Right?
But roots and passion and doing what you love, it makes for a good life. We only got one time around,
Yeah,
at least that we
yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing, is I'm celebrating
Yeah, and you're getting into this creative side of things here.
being creative.
Yeah. Well,
How about you, Lavonna? Any last words? Well, maybe not last words, but last words for the vlogcast.
I think I'm done.
You're done? Okay, terrific. Well, you two, thank you so much.
oh, thank you. Get
Bill
over
and
here.
Lavonna Bowker. Here
And
we go.
what? Yeah. Yeah. And thank you from where?
That is from the Redbird Bakery.
Oh,
in
let's
Park
enjoy.
District. All right, everybody. Cheers. Thank you so much, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.